Once upon a more primitive age, mortal man knew no world beyond the temporal, solidly material earth planted beneath his feet. The ancients looked upward with awe and wonder. Scarcely could they have imagined that the tiny lights scattered across the unfathomable expanse of sky were living worlds like their own. In time, however, the myopic eyes and mind of humanity evolved to conceive even greater realities. Those mysterious points of light received planetary bodies in our imagination, and our understanding of the universe rose in mind from its seed of mortal slumber. Once upon a more primitive stage of progress, man thought the heavens were exclusively composed of what could be observed. Earth was perceived to stand at the center of existence, with all creation revolving dutifully around it. It's amazing to consider that as recently as 400 years ago, Galileo endured ridicule and exile for suggesting otherwise. It took generations, indeed centuries, for humanity to humble its egocentric grasp upon the coattails of unfolding reality and to accept the heliocentric model, the realization that Earth is but one revolving body among many, tracing its axial dance of precession patiently around the sun. Less than 20 short years ago, with all our collective ambition and technology advancing, we finally confirmed the existence of planets beyond our solar system. Even the secular tongue must declare, there is indeed a first cause. Once again, humanity stands before the irresistible swell of intellectual evolution. We are swiftly approaching that unavoidable conclusion that existence is far greater than humanity alone. Diligent study reveals the same cyclical laws and processes that shape the entire cosmos are reflected in human civilization. The individual became a family. Families became tribes. Tribes grew into clans. Clans gave way to cities. Cities expanded into empires and nations, and one day, all the world together will declare that we are truly one nation under God. I am so thankful to know the merciful and loving nature of our universal Father, the unfailing plan of salvation for all creation in our matchless Savior, Jesus Christ. Through His superb revelation of living, His completely loving ministry, we have divine illumination along the otherwise shadowed pathways of this evolutionary journey. By borrowing, even briefly, the superior perspective of our celestial family, we are better able to glimpse the long arc of mortal progress in eternity. It has taken humanity a millennia to recognize the necessity of global cooperation and shared destiny. The final stage before this planet can finally recognize the sovereignty of divine government has now had more than 80 years to ripen on the vine of brotherhood. For me, this realization is profoundly invigorating. I can perceive the goal of eternity even from my finite vantage point. In this extraordinary age of information, connectivity, and innovation, each of us as individuals and as peoples possess the power and responsibility to joyfully choose the sovereignty of the divine will above every other will. We are, even now, trembling at the very threshold of a new and better age, the dawning awareness of a universe community, and the gradual dissolution of our ancient mortal sense of isolation. When I reflect upon this possibility, I am overwhelmed by our Father's wise mercy and the loving purpose that came into being before the first human ever drew a breath. No empire can fall if we are united. The hope of untold generations ever beckons our feet forward. It's up to us to choose the cadence with which we reach a world of light and life.